Hey everyone, Dusty here, and today I'm going to show you the difference between a normal running shoe and a triathlon specific running shoe. Just as a disclaimer, a triathlon specific running shoe isn't mandatory, so if you're new to triathlon or looking to get into triathlon and looking at all the gear that you might need, a triathlon shoe isn't necessary. It helps, especially for the shorter distance races, but I just want to put that out there. You don't need a triathlon specific shoe. You can do any triathlons in just normal running shoes. But first up, let me just show you the normal running shoe and something that you can do to kind of change it into a triathlon shoe a little. So this is just a normal New Balance running shoe, and I'm sure most of you are very familiar with the basic construction of a normal running shoe. The one thing that you can do with your normal running shoes to help change them into triathlon shoe is to change the laces. So normal running shoe, obviously I just have the normal laces. One thing you can do is just go to a dollar store or Walmart or wherever and you can find some elastic laces. And replacing these normal laces in your normal running shoes will just make your transition from the bike to run a little bit faster. So you all know about normal running shoes, but now let's get into what makes a triathlon specific running shoe different. Alright, so this triathlon specific shoe is called the Gel Noosa Fast from Asics. These have been my favorite triathlon shoes, and I'm on my last pair out of 3. I bought 3 pairs right when they came out because I love them, and I think I probably only have 1 season left on these bad boys. So first up, elastic laces. Elastic laces are a staple in every triathlon shoe, and usually once you have your lace tension set, there's always a little clip on the lace that will actually help keep it in place forever. You'll probably never ever have to adjust it for the life of the shoe. Another thing that's different about triathlon specific shoes is that the tongue is usually reinforced. So this one is just reinforced, so it's very strong. It just helps make a quicker transition. You can be a little bit more rough with shoving your foot inside from the bike to the run, as well as the heel. So usually the heel has a little bit of extra material like here, so you can just something to grab and make transition much easier to slide your foot in. Another thing that is in quite a few triathlon shoes, not all of them, but quite a few, are drainage holes. So this shoe has 3 drainage holes on the bottom. So essentially what that means is you'll be running through an aid station, and when you dump water on your head, which you will, especially if it's hot out and it's a longer race, usually that water will work its way down your body and end up in your shoes. And if you just have normal running shoes on, your feet are going to be soaked for the whole race. That's going to result in blisters. So the drainage holes just help keep your shoes as dry as possible and help keep them light as well. And then one of the last things that makes triathlon shoes a little bit different from normal shoes is that usually there's a liner inside, or the insole will actually be sewn in, and what that does is lets you run without a sock on. Now not everyone can run in bare feet. Some people just have feet that blister really easily and they'll need to wear socks, but take myself for example. In the triathlon specific shoes, I can run any distance from half Ironman and under, and I'm fine without wearing socks. Sometimes I'll start to get a blister in a half Ironman if I'm not wearing socks in these shoes, but for all the other distances, my feet are super happy in the triathlon shoes. And if I run barefoot in the normal shoes, I would probably blister within 5K. So like I said before, if you're new to triathlon and you don't know if you should be running in a tri shoe or a normal runner, you can absolutely get away with running in your normal shoe. I would say the typical triathlete that is in a tri shoe would definitely be a competitive triathlete, someone who really cares about their time and competing against others in their age group. And the shorter the race, the more important a triathlon shoe is, because this shoe will save you time in transition, not having to wear socks and having the quick laces to get them on in a split second. I've done half Ironman events where I've only beat the next competitor by only a few seconds, and if I had to put my socks on and tie up my regular pair of running shoes, I more than likely would have lost that race. And another thing I should mention is I really like running in a lot of triathlon specific shoes. I find them comfortable. I don't train in them all the time, but I'll do some speed work in them and some harder runs. But for anything half Ironman and under, I'm using triathlon specific running shoes, and I'm usually going sockless as well. But at the end of the day, you have to remember it's whatever you're comfortable running with. If you just aren't comfortable running in bare feet and only have one specific normal type of running shoe that works for you, then you might have to stick with that, but that's fine. I would say those are the best examples of what makes a triathlon specific shoe different than a normal running shoe. And every brand does their own things. There's a company called Zoot that just specializes in triathlon specific running shoes. Pearl Izumi makes some great triathlon specific shoes, and there's a few others as well, and each brand does something a little bit different, but those main things that I covered will be pretty normal amongst all of them. So if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe for more everything running, triathlon, and nutrition related.